Republicans who hate student loan forgiveness, but when they look in their background, you find out that they took a lot of forgiveness on loans of their own. So we're going to talk about that. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we educate our kids. Black first means that we break generational curses. Black first means we teach wealth to our families. If you are teaching wealth to your family, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat. Give me a yes in the chat if you are investing consistently for your kids. Give me a yes in the chat if you are breaking generational curses. Give me a yes in the chat if you are one of the talented 10th in terms of doing things with your family that are going to make the next generation better than the previous generation. Give me a yes in the chat. Also, shout out to your city. Let me know what city you're coming from. Hey, Jermaine Wilson, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So let me ask y'all a simple question. I'm going to start off with a simple yes or no question. I'd like you to answer, Brenda and Justin, etc. I'd like for you to answer this. Yes or no? You saw last week that Joe Biden forgave $10,000 worth of student loans for anybody with an income under $125,000 a year. And I don't know if you saw that. I assume you saw this. How many of you think that's a good idea? Give me a yes in the chat if you think that Joe Biden forgiving student loans at a clip of 10,000 or more. I think it maybe should have been more. But how many of you feel like that's a good start? How many of you feel that they made a good move? Give me a yes in the chat. If you feel like it was a bad move, give me a no. I'd like to see how many no's there are really. How many people are against student loan forgiveness on any level? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Let me see. Everybody answer. All right, so Gerald says yes. Let's see. Frederick says, what else is new? This is who they are. You're talking about the Republicans. Let's get to that. We're going to get to that. Iman says yes. Justin says, I was just listening to your talk on that from this morning. Oh, nice. Yeah, I did a whole analysis. I did a whole breakdown on the student loan situation and what that means. You guys know I was a college professor for a long time, and I believe in education. I believe in going to school and all that stuff. But the problem is that a lot of people went to school and ended up in debt for life, and I don't think that that was the way it's supposed to be. But there's economic variables that created this lifetime debt issue that we have in this country, and it's something that I think should be addressed, something that should be discussed. Okay, I see Jim says no. Stephanie says yes. Penny says yes. Jermaine Wilson says no. Okay, so you don't believe student loans forgiveness is a good thing. Julian says no. Marlo says yes. Okay, interesting. All right, so give me a yes or no now. How many of you believe 10,000 is enough? How many of y'all believe 10,000 is a good number to forgive? Give me a yes or no. And let me tell you why I'm going to go ahead and say no. I think that I'm going to say yes. I do believe student loan forgiveness is a good thing because student loans are an artificial debt. You really shouldn't have been trapped in that debt in the first place. There's reasons why that debt increased, and I don't believe that debt should exist at the level that it exists. Maybe 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. But when you're getting where you got 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, it's almost like being in debt for a medical bill. Two things you cannot afford to have happen in your life that you can't afford to pay for out of your pocket 9 times out of 10. One is college. You can't afford to pay that out of your pocket anymore. You used to be able to, but now you can't. The second is medical bills. If you get sick and you get footed with the bill, that bill is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. It'll wipe out all your savings. That's why you want to have these insurance policies that protect you against medical issues or disability, stuff like that. You got to look into that type of stuff. It's really important. So anyway, here's what I thought was really funny. So right as Joe Biden was forgiving student loans at a clip of 10,000, there were some Republicans who came out and did the Republican thing. Now, I want to make it clear. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I know it makes people mad, but I'm not picking a side. I'm not voting for the Democrats or the Republicans in this election or probably any other. The only thing that can make me vote for any party might be if they had a solid reparations plan that I really felt like they were going to really implement. But to be honest with you, I don't even trust them to follow through with the plan. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. But I thought this was really funny. And I thought it was a really funny way to kind of talk about America and capitalism and kind of how America works. So here's what NBC News, I'm going to read this article. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Financial Channel. All right, so it says here that in a series of tweets, the White House highlighted several congressional Republicans, Representatives Vern Buchanan of Florida, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania, and Markwayne, Mullin, and Kevin Hern of Oklahoma, who said it had 6- and 7-figure PPP loans forgiven as part of a federal program intended to help those who are harmed by the coronavirus. So basically, you had a series of Republicans who went out and instantly criticized the decision to forgive. And I think that their argument is, let me just read what they said, and then I'll kind of give you, some response on that. So Representative Mike Kelly out of Pennsylvania says, asking plumbers and carpenters to pay off the loans of Wall Street advisors and lawyers isn't just unfair, it's also bad policy. All right, so he said that on Fox News. And then the White House comes back with a nice little slick remark, a slick sneak diss. They said Congressman Mike Kelly had $987,237 in PPP loans forgiven. So right after Mike talks about, sort of representing the little guy and, these fat cats are the ones who are getting rich off this, the White House kind of exposes him as a fat cat. They kind of say, look, this guy, he took his own loan forgiveness. He don't want you to have your loans forgiven. You can't have $10,000 in loans forgiven, but he can have $1 million worth of loans forgiven. This is not loans he received during the pandemic that he would pay back. These are loans that were forgiven. They were wiped off the books. This was a welfare check. Let's just be clear. That's what it was. It was a welfare check. It was free money. Ain't no paying it back. And the PPP loans piss me off. You know why the PPP? Ask me why. Ask me in the chat. Why do the PPP loan? Why, boys? Just say why. Just type the word why. W or the letter Y or WHY. Why do the PPP loans piss me off? Well, the reason the PPP loans piss me off, I'm glad you asked, is because they did it all wrong. They jacked up the entire economy, just throwing money out there for a pandemic that wasn't nearly as severe as they thought it was going to be. They thought the whole economy was going to crash. The economy didn't crash. The economy took off. The economy did not crash. The economy took off. It went in the opposite direction. At that moment, the Federal Reserve should have realized that this is not the economic emergency we thought. Sure, maybe we all wear masks. Maybe some people get the jab, some don't. That's up to you. But the economy itself was on fire. From 1 week into the pandemic, I said, holy crap, I was with you guys every single day. I was doing content every single day on the Black Financial Channel. And I said, look at the stock market. There is free money. It's raining money, y'all. There's money everywhere. And then people were getting their stimulus checks and the stock market was shooting through the roof. There was no reason to throw all that money out there. There was no reason to keep doing that. And then what they did was they didn't just throw it out there. They threw it out in an irresponsible way. All the businesses that needed the money got overlooked. A lot of your small Black businesses that didn't have your books together and weren't prepared to receive government funding got completely overlooked. But you had the scam artists getting multi-million-dollar checks because they didn't do the checks and balances. Now they're going back to try to prosecute all these people, but it's too late now. It's too late. You can't do that now. Maybe you can, but it's still unfair. It's kind of crazy. We're gonna let you rob the bank. We're gonna leave the doors to the bank open and then go chase down everybody who walked in and picked up some money. That's crazy to me. What else? They gave a lot of the money to companies that did not need it. Institutions. There were institutions that said universities like Harvard who got like $10 million just put into their bank account. Like, here's some money just in case you need it. And you had small businesses that couldn't even get enough money to even keep their doors open 2 months into the pandemic. That was terrible. That was the greatest transfer right under your nose. That was the greatest transfer of wealth in American history. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know how much richer the rich got during the pandemic? There's a saying in politics that says, never let a good crisis go to waste. This was a crisis that made some people filthy, stinking rich. There were some businesses that would have died in 2019 that were able to survive because of the pandemic. That's how messed up this was. So they messed up the economy. Now you got inflation out of control, which was very predictable because we all said if you keep pumping money into the economy like this and giving money away, you're gonna cause an inflationary problem. Well, guess what? Now they're fighting inflation. Now they're gonna inflict more economic pain on the consumer mostly because rich people don't feel the economic pain. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a rich person. Me and my wife are still eating good. We still eat lobster and shrimp when we want to. Our kids are still taken care of. And that's why I want you to invest. I didn't start off rich. I started off poor, by the way. So don't think I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. But I want you guys to learn how to invest because I want you to be on the right side of this thing. I need you to get over whatever fear you have. I need to get over whatever ignorance is stopping you from your relatives or from your friends that are telling you that investing's bad. No, investing's not just for rich people. Investing is for smart people. Investing isn't just for people that are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Investing is especially for people who weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Because right now, a lot of the investors and the wealthy people are doing much better because of the pandemic. I mean, I didn't create the system. I just know how to not get screwed by it. And I want to make sure you don't get screwed by it. So ultimately, this whole process was a bunch of BS and it made me angry from the jump. I just want to be clear about that. So anyway, do me a favor. hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. By the way, I want to mention in the Black Business School, we have 152,000 students worldwide. We are the world leading experts on Black wealth. We only focus on Black wealth and Black people. You ain't got to be Black to be there, but we put our community at the top of the priority list. This weekend, we have a lot of events going on. Number one, tomorrow, I'm doing something in the Prime program for students that are studying stock options with me. We're going to have a gathering. I'm going to talk to you guys about ways to make money in this market. Sunday, my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins, who is a licensed therapist, is doing a financial therapy money mindset session where she's going to talk about your financial personality and financial attachments. Okay. And so that's going to be on Sunday. So you can go to boycewatkins.com and learn about that. Third, on Tuesday, I'm doing an event called Stock Market Decoded, where you can get a level 1 certification in stock market investing. I'm going to spend about 90 minutes with you on a training. And after the training's done, you can take an exam and get a certification. All the materials are yours. All the materials are yours for life. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com if any of those things interest you, and bring your kids, bring your family. We are here to train you, and we only care about Black wealth. We don't care about what everybody else is doing. We want to make sure you're ready for the future. Okay. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to learn more. All right. So hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Now, what we're talking about here is all the Republicans who are mad about the student loan forgiveness, who had all these PPP loans forgiven. So they talked about another one named Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I guess, is a big Trumper, and they talk about her a lot. She was complaining about student loans, blah, blah, blah. She says for our government to say, okay, your debt is completely forgiven is completely unfair, but she had $183,504 in PPP loans forgiven. I think that's a good shot. Again, I'm not 100% a Biden fan. I've told you guys my concerns about Joe Biden. I'm angry about mass incarceration because I have friends that are still locked up. I don't like the fact that he also, remember this on student loans. This is important to understand. Remember Biden, as much as he might be the hero for forgiving that $10,000, Biden was the guy who even put you in that position in the first place. Biden was the one who helped pass the law that says you can't write off your student loans in a bankruptcy. Did y'all know that? Give me a yes if you know that. You need to know the history. Biden is the reason. He went to the banks, and the banks went to him, and they got together and said, let's get this bill passed. The American people didn't want it. Who was this lady's name that was teaching at Harvard? I forgot her name. She's very good. She's an expert on bankruptcy law. Elizabeth Warren knew what was going to happen. She said, if you pass this bill, you're going to have a student loan epidemic like anything you've ever seen. You will have a crisis that is of epic proportions, biblical proportions. And so she fought against that law in the 90s. She got Hillary Clinton to get Bill to veto the bill. Well, Biden snuck back in because, again, he wasn't working for the people. He was working for the banks. The people don't ask for restrictions on bankruptcy write-offs. The people don't say, hey, we want you to pass a law. Give me a yes or no if you understand what I'm saying. Give me a yes if you're following this. I don't want to talk over anybody's head. But literally, the people don't come up and say, hey, we want to make sure that we are stuck with debt for the rest of our lives. The people don't ask for that. So the question is, well, who was asking for that? Well, the bankers and the corporations that he was working for were asked for that. He was out of Delaware. The banking industry runs deep in Delaware. They're thugged out. They're the financial gangsters of Delaware. So the financial gangsters went to him and said, we need you to pass a bill so that we can get people locked in debt and they can never get out. They will be forced to come get the money. So they paid him to be the enforcer, almost like the mafia paying some guy to show up at your house and break your legs if you don't pay your gambling debt. If you got a nickel in your pocket, we're going to take that nickel, and you cannot on any circumstances get rid of this debt at all. They put that debt on you like a financial STD. Like an STD, where there's no penicillin, there's no cure, there's no way to get it off, there's no way to get rid of it, and you're stuck with that debt for life. A lot of people are going to die in student loan debt because of Joe Biden. I'm not saying Joe Biden should be it's a terrible president in every way. I'm telling y'all the truth. So what's fascinating to me, and this is why I want you to be careful about getting carried away in the whole like hooray for Joe, is because all he's doing is offering a minor remedy for a major problem that he himself created. I mean, if I run around and I'm shooting people in the face with a shotgun, and then I go handing out Band-Aids and say, hey, in case some random guy shot you in the face with a shotgun, here's a Band-Aid. Ain't I a good guy? I ain't no good guy. You need to understand, you need to play chess, not checkers. You need to look back and say, wait a minute, who shot me in the face in the first place? So ultimately, Biden is the guy who created all this. And $10,000, let me just say this, Black people, the average Black person, give me a yes in chat if you took on student loans, if you went to college and had loans. Some of y'all went to college, didn't even graduate and got loans. I'm not making fun of you, but it's true. I saw it. I saw it all. I had students I taught at Syracuse University in 2001 who are 40 years old now, who still have their loans, whose loans have actually gone up. How many of y'all got student loans? So all those student loans, here's the deal. For Black people, we have to take loans to go to college. For Black people, all of us, we don't have no inheritance. Most of us, we don't have assets. We didn't. Our grandparents didn't leave us $1 million house in New York that we could, mortgage again, leverage in order to get financial support for college. We didn't have none of that. Most of y'all had to go in debt to go to school. So $10,000, it might be enough for some people, but they really should have based this. They should base this on family wealth, or find some way for those who had to borrow $100,000 or $200,000 to get more student loans written off. Because student loans are the leading deterrent of Black wealth, next to Gucci purses and Popeye's chicken. Those are some of the little deterrents in terms of things that keep Black people from building wealth. Student loans are a massive, massive issue. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Let me finish this up real quick. I'm gonna finish up this story, and then I got a meeting I'm gonna run to. All right. So here's the thing the White House did that I do like. They called out some of these Republican congressmen. This is not a Democrat-Republican thing. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. But they mentioned Representative Vern Buchanan, who said, as a blue-collar kid who worked his way through college, I know firsthand the sacrifices the people make to receive an education. Biden's reckless unilateral student loan giveaway is unfair to the 87% of Americans without student loan debt and those who play by the rules. Well, the White House got him. They came back and they said this man had $2.3 million in PPP loans forgiven. $2.3 million. So my thought is, you know what? If you're all about responsibility, if you're all about people playing by the rules, then pay what you owe. Like Riley in the Boondocks. Remember, Riley got mad at Santa Claus. He said, "Dear Santa, you are a bitch ass, blah, 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 blah." He said, "Pay me what you owe. Pay what you owe." Well, pay what you owe. I'm not even mad that he got the loan. If the loan's available, why not take it? If he's got employees, good. You're helping your employees too, but you're also helping yourself. Let's just be clear. You're also protecting your corporate profits. So what one of the politicians tried to argue is, well, Biden's attacking me for protecting American jobs. Well, how much of that money went into your pocket, sir? How much of that income? Because I know what net income looks like. Net income is what the boss gets after they pay the employees. So you can't tell me that they did not personally benefit on a huge scale from those PPP loans. Okay, so let's just be clear about what it is. So anyway, by the way, I want to mention, I see that the fake boy, one of those spam Boyce Watkins accounts is in the chat, and he's reaching out. I see Victoria Morgan and Gerald Rogers. He's already asked you to inbox him. Be mindful, please watch out. And if you see any fake Boyce Watkins accounts where they're inboxing you or giving you phone numbers or WhatsApp numbers or asking you to invest in crypto schemes or doing anything like that, that's not me. I am not going to inbox you. I'm not going to ask you to send me money for crypto investing or whatever it is that they're asking you to do. So make sure you block these accounts and also report them, please, because they're all over the place and I cannot stop them. So I just want to warn everybody. I'm going to put him on the screen so you can see what it looks like. So here's this guy looks like me. I don't know who this person is. He's asking Valerie Allen Foster to inbox him. That is not me. So I want to make sure everybody knows that so that you don't get taken. So please, 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 if you see it, please say something. They're on YouTube. They're on TikTok. There's 1,000 fake pages. If you go on Instagram, you look for me, look for the blue check mark. Okay. If the blue check mark's not there, then that's not me. Also on TikTok, I have over 20,000 followers. So that's a way to know that it's me on TikTok. Okay. So I have to say this in every conversation because I don't want anybody to get hurt. All right. So long story short, let me just summarize this up. First of all, Joe Biden, politicians are hypocrites. Let me just say that. Politicians are full of crap. That's why I don't get into politics. Joe Biden is a hypocrite because he's partially fixing the problem he created. Like Malcolm X said, if somebody stabbed you in the back and they just pull the knife out 1 inch, that's not progress. In order for them to fix it, they got to pull the knife all the way out, heal the wound, and compensate you for the pain and suffering and what they did to you in the first place. So this is far from healing. This is far from truly compensating for what they did to this country. So Biden, in my view, is a hypocrite on this. But enjoy the $10,000. It should be more, but fine. Let's take it. Number two, I love how the White House called out all the politicians who had PPP loans forgiven. Now, here's the deal. Here's what I want you to also pay attention to. Do you really think, give me a yes or no, do you really think the Republicans were the only ones who took PPP loans and had them forgiven? Give me a yes or no. Do you think it was only Republicans who took advantage of this system and made money for themselves and their families during the pandemic, during the time when everybody else is suffering? Yes or no? Well, the answer is hell to the no. So the White House, because people play this political football, they're going to point at the Republicans who did it. But I want to see a list of the Democrats too. Because at the end of the day, that's what these politicians do. They rig the system in a way where they benefit and your family does not. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. It really bothers me. No, number three, if you look at history, if you look at the history of Black wealth and the history of Black student loan debt and everything else, Black people have to take on more loans than everyone else. Madam President spoke on this. I shared her video on my Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. I put her video up. Madam President's a smart young lady. She's an educator. And she talked about the fact that Black people have more student loans than everyone else, which means that our situation is different, which means that you cannot continue to use these broad brush, what's a rising tide will lift all boats approaches to allegedly achieve equality for Blacks. Anybody who says a student loan forgiveness is a reason why Black people should want to go be a Democrat or go be a Republican is full of crap. I want to see something specific to Black people. You had a specific experience in this country. Your wealth was specifically taken away. You were specifically targeted for all the racial attacks and oppression and theft that occurred to you. So you should be specifically targeted for anything designed to fix the problem. Anything that's helping everybody ain't helping really nobody. It's not helping our people the way we need to be supported. So until that happens, I'm not interested in any of it. What I would like to see is every Black person in America who's a descendant of slaves, number one, be able to walk into any bank and get a loan for at least $300,000 to go buy their first home. I would like to see any Black person who is a descendant of slavery to be able to go to a bank and get at least $250,000 to start their business if that's what they want. I'd like to see any Black person who's a descendant of slavery to be able to have all their student loans forgiven instantaneously. That's a tiny part of the process. Also, writing a check ain't bad either. So there's lots of things they need to do that they could do that they won't do. And until they do those things, I'm not going to support any of these politicians. So I need to make that 100% clear. I like what the Democrats did by calling out the Republicans, but I'd like to see some people call out some Democrats too. So I'm not taking sides in any of this political football stuff. Those are white folks' problems. That's what they do. I think for Black people, you must focus on yourself. Be one, be one, be one. That means put yourself first. It also means you must be one in terms of being unified and demanding what you deserve. If you do not do that, then you will never get it. If you do not fight for it, then they will never reward you. If you don't stand up for yourself, they're going to always tell you to sit back down. Do you get what I'm saying? Give me a yes in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so before I head out, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. I shared my stock pick of the week earlier today. I'll share it again in 1 second. Before I do that, let me remind everybody, don't forget that the All Black National Convention is coming up. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. The All Black National Convention is October 28th through the 31st, through the 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you'd like to join us, you can go to BoyceWatkins.com. You can buy a ticket if you want to buy a ticket. You can become a vendor if you have a Black-owned business. You can also get a discount on your hotel. So do not pay full price for this hotel. The hotel rooms are like $300 a piece. We got a massive discount where it's more than 50% off. So it's about $139 per person. That's what you pay. So do not pay the full price. So go to BoyceWatkins.com. All the information's there. And this is the premier gathering for all people that put the Black community first. So this is for those who believe in Black family. This is a gathering for those who believe in loving Black women. This is a gathering for those who believe in raising strong Black children. This is a gathering for those who believe in Black intelligence. This is a gathering for those who believe in Black wealth. This is a gathering for those who want to see our people move forward. And so if you want to be around extraordinary people for a great weekend, join us. Just go to BoyceWatkins.com. All the convention information is there. It's October 28th through the 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I hope you'll join us. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you all for listening. I'll check back in again with you soon. I'll be around pretty much all weekend. You know me. You know how I do. So I love you. And what's up on TikTok? It's so good to see you. Make sure you hit that follow button if you're popping in. I hope this content's helpful to you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. And let's go make some money. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace.